Welcome to the Circuit of the Americas in the Lone Star State, home to the second stop on the Hoosier Supertour. This weekend, drivers here will get a true taste of a world-class track and will find themselves fighting the weather to lay down some good laps.
Ron Munderland. I drive a T4 Mazda Miata. I'm from South Carolina. I qualified P2 in my class, and I was 2/10 off the pole, so almost there. You know, looking at the data sheets they put out at these Super Tours, I see some areas I can pick up, I hope. Mazda's program is second to none. I mean, their parts program's been around forever, and now they have more technical support and even trackside support. They've added some folks that come to these events, and that's just a huge help for us. I find that I'm faster. I'm not a very good technical driver as far as qualifying. I'd rather be behind somebody and then outrace them. But the weather, you know, obviously the rain and the wet is going to make all the difference. If it was still dry, you know, I feel like we had a really good shot, but who knows?
As Ron adjusts to the wet conditions, another driver is adjusting to a completely new car and new class.
Yesterday was actually the first day I've ever sat in one of these cars. Richard, my brother-in-law, he brought the car for me to run, and I, up until yesterday, had never sat in one or driven one, so it's just been kind of familiarizing myself with the nuances of what a different car is and what it does, and I guess not having a roof over my head for the first time. It's fun though. I mean, it's coming from the go-kart background, getting back into a car where you can kind of slide it around and let it hang out and just keep your throttle in, 100% and kind of stand on it. Realistic goals, just stay in the top 20, somewhere in there. There's 50 Gen 3s out here this weekend running, and that's one of the biggest fields I've ever been in. So I think if I can crack the top half and still get used to the car and slowly pick up speed and confidence as we go along, that's kind of where I'm aiming and what I'm hoping for. We gonna put some new tires on, get some new Hoosier rubber, and we'll slap those on, and hopefully I can come off track with a bigger smile.
As Derek preps himself and his car for a bold new driving experience, he gets some great inside tips in the paddock from his brother-in-law, who is in the same class.
Richard Baldwin, driving a Spec Racer 4, Gen 3. Love these conditions. You know, you got to finesse the car. You got to find the dry line. You got to find the grip. It really rewards smooth driving. Excited about tomorrow. I think if it's a wet race, I'd like to podium. For sure, that is my goal.
With a high level of confidence, Richard waits for Sunday's event. Greeted with a wet track and the need for rain tires, Ron still manages to come out on top in the challenging Touring 4 class.
Yeah, it's great. It's always good to win. You know, we came from, we were going pretty slow to start out with this weekend and kind of made it to the front. The rain tires, the Hoosier rain tires are just kick ass. I mean, once we got into some real water, I mean, they're just wonderful. And so it felt like a superhero with those on. So we got to not only win a class, but get up there and tangle with some of the cars that should be a lot faster because the Mazda handles so well in the rain. Oh, just a great weekend, a great town. I love this venue, this track. I'd recommend anybody to try to come out, even guys on a lesser budget, save up a little bit and try to make the trip next year.
Through consistent driving and some quick learning, Richard and Derek were able to bring it home in 10th and 11th respectively. A great finish for the pair and a great weekend for Derek's first event in Spec Racer 4.
It was a good race. It was fun. I mean, there was a lot of slipping and sliding. It was a good time.
Rough races here with the double yellows, so we were really thrilled to get a 35-minute race.
Definitely enjoyed it. The Gen 3 class is it's a great, easy, cheap way to go racing with SCCA, and the competition can't get any stronger. Great event. Thank you to the Supertour, Hoosier Supertour. Hoosier puts out such a great rain tire, such a great dry tire. We got to experience it all this weekend with what they produce, and same with SCCA. They put on a great event. Did a good job today of letting us kind of race it out instead of getting some caution laps or anything else. So extremely thrilled and can't thank them enough. Really enjoyed it though. It was just, what a race. I mean, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
With the weekend drawing to a close, it's time to load up the rigs and head to the next stop on the SCCA Hoosier Super Tour at Road Atlanta.